Hi, my name's Ian Blomgren. I'm the Marketing Director with Fullriver Full Throttle Battery. I'm here with our Product Director, Aaron Plew. Aaron, you want to talk a little bit about what it is that we do and a little bit about what it is that you do?
Yeah, so Fullriver Battery, for those of you that don't know, make premium AGM batteries for deep cycle applications and other applications as well. Today we're going to focus on our beautiful blue batteries, the Deep Cycle series. I, as the Product Director here at Fullriver, I'm sort of a hub. I oversee our testing. I'm part of marketing initiatives. I'm a solutions engineer, meaning I go out and meet with OEMs and help their platforms align with our platforms. That's basically my role.
So we've noticed, we've done some changes recently. We have a new production facility, and we've seen improvements on a battery that we've already called AGM perfected. Will you talk a little bit about those changes and the results of your testing? And the awesomeness.
Yeah, so as you alluded to, our batteries were already fantastic. We're always testing. That's one of my other roles that maybe I didn't mention, but I'm in charge of our testing here. We have labs at our headquarters here in Camarillo, California, and I oversee the testing of our products just to keep ourselves in line, make sure that everything is up to snuff, as it were. And with this new factory, as the products began to roll off the line there and everything got dialed in, we were noticing, holy cow, these batteries are screaming. The batteries were already great, as mentioned. Now we're seeing these improvements in capacity, cyclic capability that is just unseen. I've never seen a battery like this in our marketplace.
Yeah, we're kind of not even looking at it as a battery anymore. We're kind of looking at it as a solution.
Absolutely.
In terms of where we see our battery go, we see it in some of the most extreme applications you can possibly comprehend. It doesn't matter if it's high temperature, low temperature, and some of the innovations and stuff. As you well know, there's a number of different changes that have happened throughout the battery industry. Different chemistries, different engineering. Our battery, while we always look at those type of technologies and we're active in researching them, our battery is very, very tried and true, and we improved on it. What are some of the applications that you see us in right now, and what would people come to expect from a performance standpoint with these improvements?
Right. So we've always touted the fact that compared to newer technologies, we're the no-nonsense solution. You drop us in and we're going to work just as expected. You don't have any extra pieces of technology to protect our batteries with. We just get in there and we get the job done. We've been prominent in aerial work platforms, material handling, off-grid solar applications, oil and gas, golf, any kind of low-speed EV, light commercial, industrial applications have been our bread and butter for almost 3 decades now.
There's a lot of benefits when it comes to this. One of them is environmental impact, with 99% of what you're looking at right here being recyclable. Can you talk about some of the newer innovations in the battery business and how that's related to challenges in terms of recycling the batteries?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, when you have a lead acid battery like our AGM DC series, you take it back, it gets recycled, you'll probably get some money for that battery. That dead battery is still valuable. When we're looking at newer technologies right now, when that battery fails out, which it inevitably will, you take that back and you're going to have to pay money to have that battery recycled. And most of the components are of no use after they've been exhausted. So it doesn't even get back into the economy.
And let's even touch on the environmental impact that the mining of these new materials has on the industry.
Yeah, everyone's seen the B-rolls of industrial mining today and scraping the earth and plundering it for everything we can get out of it. And that is not sustainable. You have to get away from that model. And I think one of the things that's been great for us is, as we've seen these improvements come along, we're also interfacing with teams of engineers, vehicle manufacturers that are giving AGM a second look because of the improved performance. The ability to say, I don't have to go through all of these engineering hoops to make this battery work with my platform. It's going to work out of the gate.
Yeah, let's talk about one thing. I'm going to throw you a curveball here, Aaron. Cost per cycle. That is where this battery separates itself, is cost per cycle. Can you give people an understanding of what that looks like?
Yeah, so the cost per cycle is we want to look at real cost per cycle in terms of everything that goes around that battery, all of the costs associated with that battery and early failures, let's say. So when you're dealing with a battery, a finicky technology where you have cobbled together a series of individual cells, any one of those cells is a new failure point. The motherboard, the $20 motherboard, circuit board, you should say, is a huge failure point in these applications. So the technology on the cellular level of these newer technologies that we're alluding to is only as good as every single piece in that chain.
Right.
One of those links goes down, the whole thing shuts down. Whereas with a lead acid battery like ours, where the quality and reliability is proven, it doesn't have anything that it's tripping itself over.
Yeah.
You just put it in and it goes. And actually, I want to talk about one other aspect, and that is, when one of our batteries starts to have problems, it's going to give you a little bit of time to figure out, oh, there's a problem. If you're using another technology, especially,
it's going to die.
It will just shut down. It will not work anymore.
Right.
Whereas this will give you kind of a limp home warning, especially in critical applications. We see a lot with like Marine, Coast Guard. In the UK, we're in all the police boats there. You can't have a police boat in the pursuit of its business just die in the water, right? It's dangerous.
Right. Yeah, and in terms of when you talk about where we're at from an application standpoint, a lot of that bid process, a lot of those wins, and a lot of us getting our place in those marketplaces requires a lot of data, requires a lot of information. We're very transparent with that information at fullriverbattery.com. In terms of fullriverbattery.com, I know you've had your hands on a lot of the information that gets published on there. Could you talk about what people can find at the website?
Yeah, the website is a resource. It's a genuine resource. It's not just a marketing piece. There's all of the information for setting up your application. How do our batteries work? What do you need to do to take the best care of them? We have tons of articles on there written to specific applications at a granular level. We have, hey, how long is my battery going to last type of articles. How do I charge my battery? And then in addition to that, we have the Bible of Full River, our installation manual, which has gobs of details about setting up, maintaining, testing, using our products.
Well, we'll close out with, what do you see us from an innovation standpoint? Where do you see us in the next few years?
Yeah, so a lot of people with newer technologies emerging had written off lead acid technology. The lead acid industry, we're not the only ones. Our partners in the industry, we have not written ourselves off. Innovation has been dramatic over the last decade. We have seen improvements that we never thought, that we needed, nor did we think were possible. The retained capacity that is coming out in these batteries now matches lithium. It's running with its full capacity all the way almost to the end. I mentioned that kind of limp home mode, right? When our battery is at end of life, it's going to let you know. You're going to start to see signs. And to me, that's like true resilience.
Yeah. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. I want to remind you, go to fullriverbattery.com for any information that you might need, or reach out to the team directly. We're very approachable, we're available, and we got the answers.